retirement is not the end of the road. It is the beginning of the open highway. A very good afternoon to the galaxy of distinguished guests, my dear educators, and everyone here for this bittersweet occasion. Let us begin this program by evoking the blessings of the Almighty.
जीवन की राहों में तुमसे उजेरा, प्रेम का प्रकाश मेरे प्राणों में बिखेरा। जीवन की राहों में तुमसे उजेरा, प्रेम का प्रकाश मेरे प्राणों में बिखेरा। आंचल में भर के कहा लाल मेरा, आंचल में भर के कहा लाल मेरा। धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु, धन्यवाद तेरा, धन्यवाद तेरा प्रभु, धन्यवाद तेरा।
And I now invite Dr. Nivedita, the head of the English department, to formally welcome the gathering.
The two hardest things to say in life is hello for the first time and goodbye for the last. The face and spirit of Presidency School Kasturi Nagar leaves the holy altar of this temple of learning, and with glistening eyes we bid them adieu.
I request Director Principal Dr. G. Thangadurai and NBIN Manager Mrs. Vijaya Thangadurai to formally welcome our Chairman, Chancellor Chairman PGI, Dr. Nisar Ahmed Sir, with a token of love. Many of us have several experiences and memories to share today. I request all the principals of the sister schools to kindly say a few words on this bittersweet occasion. I first invite Mrs. Bhuvaneshwari, Director Principal of PSBS.
My association with Director Sir starts from 2008 till now. Sir used to work in the laptop, and first time I've seen Sir projects it in the wall. So I went and told in Nandan Layout, you know something, the new director has a laptop working and he's having a screen, he's using his screen as a wall. So from there the learning started. And also, so I used to come and brief Sir about the how presidency and what is about. Sir used to listen everything and smile, take it forward. Vijaya ma'am, even that time, used to give us a hot coffee for us. He's a family person. What was his at home, he transferred to all of us. We started bonding together after Sir took over as a director in 2008, from 2008. And every event, there are many occasions I keep talking, but my other principals also have to share many things. So thank you so much. Words cannot suffice. Put it across in a fine articulation to thank you. Wishing both of you a very good luck. Definitely we'll continue what you have taught us and we'll take presidency to the next level. I'm wishing all the prayers from all the religions to bestow the good health to both of you and keep guiding us and keep letting us as long as you can and as long as we can learn. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It is really very hard and painful to say goodbye to Thangadurai Sir and Vijaya ma'am, whose time here in presidency has been a true gift to each one of us. I have interacted very closely with them for more than a decade, and this is a very poignant moment for each one of us. I'll only recall a few incidents. I remember the curriculum meetings which Sir used to host, which used to be a marathon affair, sometimes going in for days, and Sir would meticulously go around checking each of the teachers. I really remember that was a true bonding experience, and many a curriculum Sir has really helped us to fine-tune. And personally, I remember the very caring side of Sir. This was many years ago. My husband was admitted to hospital, and I, as usual, did not tell anybody, only called Sir and said I won't be able to come in the morning. And before I reached Manipal Hospital, sir was there. It was so very touching for me. And so many other things I can recall where sir really brought out his caring, affectionate side. True leaders are rare, and you and Vijaya ma'am are one of them. You are a powerhouse of knowledge, sir, and wisdom, and you willingly shared these skills with each one of us. Thank you for this. One of the many qualities which I would like to imbibe and inculcate is this: you are such a patient listener. You allow everyone to speak out, and without interrupting you listen. This is a great quality of a leader, and I try to practice this very hard these days, sir. Thanks to you. And your oratorial skills, I have no words to express them. You are such a powerful speaker, sir. It is really a treat to listen to you. Regarding Vijaya ma'am, you truly and perfectly compliment sir in every respect. You have such a wide knowledge of procedures for various events in presidency, which you have so willingly shared with each one of us. Your ever smiling and calm demeanor is something admirable, ma'am. I don't think you ever lose your temper. I've never seen you angry. That's something which many of us have to learn. Sir and ma'am, your towering presence was always inspiring to each one of us. Your reassuring words are stress busters. Your constant support was highly motivating, and you were very, very respectful of principals and teachers, and you really helped us all to bond together in the presidency family. Your leadership has been truly inspirational. You used the authority to catapult everyone to success, and that is something very, very admirable. Thank you for being a great mentor. You will always remain a guiding star. Wish you both a very happy, peaceful and healthy retired life. I will put the word retired in quotes, as I'm sure Chairman sir will find another role for you in presidency.
What I can talk about, sir, is that he gave instructions with inspiration. That is what I learned. There were instructions, but along with the instructions came inspiration. And that is what kept most of us moving forward. And I thank you for that, sir. It is very, very difficult for any of us to kind of put every memory together and speak about it. But like all of them did speak, sir is truly a visionary. He foresaw a lot of things, and he was able to implement the vision of the PGI to go in the right direction. Like Bhuneshri ma'am did say that it started in a little room where we were all working together. It is a kind of a reflection of what Chairman sir himself started. When presidency started as a small school with 5 students, that's how Kasturi Nagar started, with very few students, and today it looks like a huge, huge mansion. That is the growth. And the number of lives that you've touched and that you've inspired, you might not know. But there are people like me and many others who will continue to remember what you've done. Vijaya ma'am, I wouldn't say is the better half. I would say is the soulmate. She always knew what sir wanted, what sir was going through, without him having to say it. So I think this is a power couple, and you have set couple goals to so many of us. We really need to learn from you, and I think you really deserve a big round of applause, ma'am, for keeping the spirit of family together. Rightfully said, the love that sir had for his family, he extended it to the rest of us, and we learnt a lot. And like you always say, sir, learning never stops. We will be able to feel your presence everywhere, every time. And because you're always present for all the valedictory ceremonies. And now, I'm going to miss that all the more in all the events. When there is a welcome address, your name will be missing, sir. You will be truly missed. God bless you, sir.
I have known Dr. Thangadurai for a relatively short time, but some people leave a lasting impression on you, and Dr. Thangadurai and Vijaya Thangadurai are one such couple. Last year, when I joined the presidency group, Chairman Dr. Nisar asked me to go to any of our sister concerns for a familiarization visit. And I came here. Dr. Thangadurai, Vijaya ma'am, Bhashwati, and all some of their HODs and CODs welcomed me so warmly. It was so wonderful. And then Dr. Thangadurai took me for a round around the school with such passion. To me, it felt like a parent talking about an achiever child. You know, recollecting the first cry, the first babble, the first baby steps. Dr. Thangadurai just gave me that impression. I could see that a lot of blood and sweat had gone into his labor of love for it to become this great institution. For an educator, you need to have a lot of selfless service. And Dr. Thangadurai, you are an embodiment of that. Both of you have touched so many hearts. I could see that at your valedictory function as well. There was so much that everybody felt when they looked at you. And it gave me such a good feeling. So you've inspired and touched so many hearts. And I can say one thing. You have not only left your footprints on the corridors of PSB, but in the hearts of all the people you have worked closely with. And in some sense, in this short time that I have known you, I've realized that you're like a book, whether it's the NEP, when he says something, it's almost like saying page 57, chapter 4, paragraph 3, line 7, and then he just says it. So that's such an amazing thing. Of course, I can't give any anecdotes like everybody else before me and after me will give, but I'd like to just say this little Irish prayer for you. I can't even say at your retirement because I'm sure there's a lot more that you will be doing. May the road ahead always rise up for you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rain fall softly on your fields. And until we meet again, may God always hold you in the hollow of his palm. Thank you.
It is indeed with a heavy heart that I stand here. I've got many, many anecdotes to say. And when I fondly remember the day I took over as principal of St. Paul's, Chairman sir had come with a bouquet and Thangadurai sir was also there. I was very nervous. I did not know whether I'll be able to handle this portfolio that is assigned to me. But sir, with his humor, that was the first time I saw the humor side of you, sir. Very skillfully, you made me comfortable, and from then on started my journey with presidency. And from there, one major thing that I would like to say or quote here is the many knowledge sharing sessions during my formative years as a principal we used to have in St. Paul's. At that time, you used to visit St. Paul's quite often, and even Chairman sir used to come. And at one of those knowledge sharing session, you had spoken about being an existential leader. Even now that rings in my mind. We try practicing it, which means, sir said, you need to crawl into the minds of people. That was the meaning of being an existential leader. So we were wondering, you did it with the HODs, the CODs, everybody, and I was wondering how could we enter or crawl into the minds of people. But sir, we tried practicing it. And during these challenging times, it would have been, say, 6 years ago, we had this knowledge sharing, but it did come true for all of us. This is just one of those incidents that I'm telling you. There are many, many to tell. And similarly, what impressed or what impacted the most is your authenticity, sir. You were an authentic leader, emphasizing on transparency, being genuine, being kind at heart, at the same time being tough-minded optimist as a leader. So all these things are the take-home that we have. And here are a few lines that has been penned down for you on this easel. It's a very small thing, but sir, you have guided us, and it has been a privilege to work with you and be a recipient of your experience. Everybody at Paul's, resonate this to you, and thank you so much.
I met Dr. Thangadurai in Chairman Sir's office way back in 2012. Not sure whether he remembers it or not. I was in Singapore. I was on a one-day international visit to India. I was planning to relocate to Bangalore at that point of time. We had a small interaction in Sir's office, and in that interaction, one thing that I remember is he asked me, "Why do you want to come to India?" I said, "Oh, in Bangalore is my place. Want to be back here. I want to drive cars and go around and all that." So one point that he pointed out, there is so much of traffic in Bangalore. If your driving is your passion, then don't think of coming. So that was one funny part of it, which I realized it after I actually came here. So talking about Sir, he has built a beautiful campus here. The culture that he has set up here, sir, in East, I'm sure it's going to be carried forward for a very long time to come. It's a legacy that you're leaving over here, a legacy of excellence, a legacy of commitment to excellence, a legacy of people going beyond the call of the duty to deliver, to contribute. Besides that, I appreciate your love for poetry, your love for English communication, your love for everything that is literature. That's a very, very fine quality. And another very important thing that I learned from you is attention to details. Whether it is CBSE circular, it could be the CBSE affiliation bylaws or anything that is CBSE, it's like, it's already there in your head. So I think these are some of the qualities that any aspiring leader and any practicing leaders like us, we need to imbibe in ourselves. Sir, you have throughout your life, you spent a lot of time working for the organization, and I'm sure you've been loving it. Enjoy your time, sir. Spend time in whatever that pleases you, whatever that brings happiness to you. Maybe it's walking, maybe flowering, maybe it's doing nothing, staring at the wall. Doesn't matter. Just have fun. Enjoy, sir, and best wishes to all of you, ma'am. And I pray God that God gives you long life, happy life. Thank you so much.
It gives me immense pleasure to be part of this farewell ceremony, bidding adieu to Dr. G. Thangadurai. In fact, when Mrs. Sandhya Raman was mentioning, he has least acquaintance with the Dr. Thangadurai. In fact, I am least of least, I would say, because I am 120-day old in presidency, but I had little acquaintances with Dr. Thangadurai, but they are all very, very intense, I would say, extremely intense and very powerful acquaintance. So as my predecessor said, I don't have much of acquaintances to quote, but lot of qualities I have been observing from Dr. G. Thangadurai. In fact, to name a few, I don't want to forget anything, so I made a small note out of it. Extremely passionate towards learning new skills. I'll tell you, I can tell this authoritatively from the experience. He started producing videos. In fact, in our EdTech wing of this, I know how difficult it is to edit the video, stitch it, pre-production, so on. In fact, all these things he made within his handheld device, mobile. Those videos are of high quality. In fact, I checked it actually. Extremely nice videos, lot of great things about school and so on for branding PSB Kasturi Nagar. That is really amazing, sir. In fact, even at this age, you never give up and try to imbibe a new skill and then get going for betterment of branding and things like that. That really very, very impressive, and we need to learn a lot from you. So I also say a teacher is an eternal learner. I think he is a role model of all these things. So there is no complacency in him. Yes, because complacency will always kill the growth. So if you keep learning and behave like empty container, we keep pouring on this. So that is something really amazing. So that one quality which I really liked it. I am sure we are going to practice that. And extremely student and parent friendly. In fact, I had a team of parents here and with sir, and then the way in which he handled parents with affection and care, at the same time very firm. That is really amazing, and I am sure all leaders will have to imbibe such qualities. In fact, if you look at his leadership style, there are 4 or 5 leadership theory we say: autocratic, bureaucratic, democratic, charismatic, and laissez-faire. So probably he plays with all these kinds of leadership theory, and to make sure that the flag of PSBE flies high at all times and every time. That is really amazing. And great mentor, as great mentor really. In fact, you have produced a lot of leaders. In fact, one of the management's approach I would say is BOOT. What is BOOT? Build, own, operate, transfer. In fact, you are extremely, I would say, competent in terms of building institution, owning them, operating for it, and then transferring to somebody. So this is really amazing, because only then we keep scaling up. This BOOT principle is amazing, with a lot of unwritten practices which is there in your mind. In fact, we need to pick up lot of strings of your BOOT for us to scale up to a greater heights henceforth. And finally, as Mr. Ramesh said, extremely detail oriented, because I do a lot of CBSE inspection. In fact, we had a lot of common sharing. So he says this circular, this number, typical, all those GO number, everything. In fact, I heard a lot of stories from my colleagues who worked with Dr. Thangadurai in Gujarat as well as in Orissa, because a lot of my principals, vice principals, earlier they have good acquaintance with sir. In fact, I spoke to them last week when I got this invitation. So I said, how do you know? They gave a lot of memorable, cherishable experiences of working with you, sir. Really, it is amazing. I'm sure we need your blessings for further scale up. I'm sure you will be with us. I always say one thing: to meet is to part is to meet. I'm sure world is very small, world has shrunken. I think we will cross our path. I'm sure we will be able to meet each other, to learn from each other, to get better always. Coming back to Vijaya Thangadurai ma'am. In fact, I visited the school I think 3-4 times. Because of the tight preoccupations, I could not make it regular. But I define you like this: you are the embodiment of OCPI. What is OCPI? Ownership. O for ownership, C for caring, I for inclusiveness, and P for prudence, and I for integrity. This is something really amazing. So the kind of, the OCPI, because everything, the way in which you take care of your family, and then, school is something really amazing, because not that everyone will get that. Very, very detailed what we want. Parents, I was observing when I was going around. Parents have come, have you given this, have you given this, this. So, like this, everything on tak they went. So that is really, amazing. And OCPA, we are really hats off to you, ma'am. I am sure your support and other things, it's really helping us to grow further and so on. With these few words, I really wish the couple happy retired life.
I would also now like to invite Mr. Giri Balasubramaniam. Sir is better known as Pig Brain, is an educator and a celebrated quizmaster. An alumnus of Harvard Business School, his GAP and India awareness programs reach over 500,000 children across 24 states of India. Sir is a senior IAF officer serving the Department of Education, Government of Karnataka. Sir is also advising them on implementation of NEP 2020 and further programs. I invite you, sir.
Thank you. Dear teachers, dignitaries, Nizar sir, members of the management, it's a pleasure to probably be the only non-presidency invitee here to speak on sir's retirement or farewell as they call it. For those of you here, especially the teachers of this school, you've heard all the nice things about sir. Everyone's come here, said very nice things. If some of you have gone through 10 years of really a strict taskmaster, if you've had 10-15 years of having, oh my God, this guy is going to come tomorrow morning. If you've had moments like that, and in moments like that, if you've been thinking, who brought him here? I want to give him one whack. That person is standing in front of you today, it is me. Okay? My relationship with Dr. Thangadurai goes back, maybe older than a lot of you, to when he used to be in Muscat in Oman. Ma'am was my savior in Muscat in those days. Now there are a lot of vegetarian hotels there, but I used to struggle going there to do the quiz shows, and she was my continuous supply of idli, vada and tair sadam. So thank you so much. And I still remember vividly, it was one day when he called me, I think from Mumbai, and he asked me about the presidency group, and I told him, I have only one response to you, sir. My wife has been a teacher in that school. I am a parent of that school. I want you to meet Nizar sir. After that, you take your decision. The rest, as they say, is history. It was that one meeting where he met the chairman, and then I think he was convinced to be here. I want to actually start with ma'am and not with sir in the 3 minutes that I will take. I think the most important thing in the journey of any vehicle, be it a human, be it a ship, be it an aircraft, is the anchoring of that vehicle. And I think for the entire legacy that Dr. Thangadurai has created, Vijaya ma'am has been that anchor. She's been that absolute silent, small little nut or bolt that you would find, which can be so crucial to the movement of a vehicle. The second thing that ma'am brought, which perhaps gets ignored, is while everyone acknowledges sir for his great ability to build relationships, he would invite us to school, he would invite us to functions, which will finish at 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock. He would personally invite us home, and I've seen this not just with me, with Balasubramaniam sir of CBSE, with so many of people with whom I've gone. He would insist we come home for dinner, and then ma'am would have taken over, but she would have been in that school till 5 o'clock. She would have gone back home at 5 o'clock and then ensured that a dinner is ready for us at home. She brought the personal touch to that relationships that he built. Thank you so much, ma'am. Coming to sir, well, today I am with government, and every time I walk into Vikas Sauda or whatever building, I see so many IAS officers. Today, without a doubt, I can tell you, if this gentleman had not become a teacher, he would have become an excellent IAS officer. The manner in which he carries himself, the way in which he speaks, the way he is so particular about how things are done, and the detail to which he would go, I think he would have perhaps been one of India's best bureaucrats that we would have ever seen. As far as the presidency group is concerned, I think he was amongst the first who, with the chairman, really identified the need for creating a brand around the name presidency. And I think it was about 10-12 years ago, which is how the resultant of those were probably Presidency Challenge and so on, which I so cherished being part of. But I think the thought to look at an institution as a brand, today all of us speak about it, started way before schools actually really even realized those things. I think one has to really salute that vision that he brought along with the chairman to create that brand, and for people to know there are so many presidency schools around. Otherwise, these were independent magnets in their own localities, and he did that remarkably well. Why is he special? I kept wondering since the invite came to me, saying, Why is a principal like this special? And I really couldn't come up with too much thought except this one. You normally find principals who are students' principals. Kids love them, oh, our principal. You find teachers' principals, ever willing to sign your leave applications, always with you, not pressurizing you, very calm in your meetings. You find a principal's principal, able to mentor other leaders, lead them and their schools by not interfering or crossing the line. That's very important for a leader. Where do you stop and allow the leader to actually be the leader? The most difficult part, and I've seen this across wherever I've gone to visit schools, a management's principle. It's very difficult. And I think the role that he has played and the enormity of that role of being the person between the management and the other senior leaders will be felt and understood after he walks out this evening. I think it's an understatement on the kind of role that he has played. It's not easy. He's handled that. So rarely do you find a student's principal, a teacher's principal, a principal's principal, a management's principal. And rarely in life do you find one who's all of these put together. That's like the best all-rounder that you can think for. So I think that's really how he grew. One last word for you, Vijaya ma'am, and to their lovely daughter and grandson. If you all are planning, saying, okay, he's finally retiring and so on and so forth, I can assure you one thing, he comes from that community which usually bunks school on the day when they teach you the word retire. On that note, God bless you all with a wonderful career. And thank you all so much for having me as part of a function like this. Truly feel humbled. I think that's really what makes the presidency group special. It's not about y'all, it's about the people who matter to the people. And I think that's what's made your group special. Thank you for inviting me. Welcome you, sir, to all the other thousands of schools which are waiting for you this evening to walk out of this institution. And mark my words on that statement. I have seen his mentor and my mentor, G. Balasubramaniam sir, the former director of CBSE. He travels about 240 days a year currently, and he is 77 years old. So welcome to a new world, sir. Ma'am is already looking, my God, what happened? Anyway, thank you all so much. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you, ma'am.
Greetings to one and all. On this occasion, first and foremost, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude to Mrs and Mr Thangadurai for having contributed their invaluable years to the growth of presidency in general and presidency school Kasturi Nagar in particular. Thangadurai sir, you joined us in Kasturi Nagar school, I think when we were in the initial stage of construction, just the foundation was going on, and it was somewhere in April. We had already advertised that we were going to start the school somewhere in June. The admission had begun. So we were wondering whether we'll be able to complete the building before the students come in. And we had a small, as Bhuneshwari ma'am said, a garage here, which we had taken on rent, where we started our admission office. So from there to what you have bought this school today, I really compliment you and Mrs. Thangadurai. Those days it was hectic. I think you managed the admissions, you managed the contractors, you pushed the contractors to complete the building in time. So hats off to you, sir. It has been a memorable journey with its moments of expected and unexpected opportunities to learn together. Furthermore, you and Mrs. Vijaya eagerly accepted to move to presidency at Mangalore. When there was a crisis in Mangalore, I discussed with sir. Sir readily volunteered to take up that responsibility. He went to Mangalore and stabilized that school. It was yet another challenging and critical assignment. You have been a great pillar of strength as an exceptional academician and astute leader and a man of principles. Your wisdom has cascaded into your personal bonding with the team of this school which has seen success in terms of academic administrative excellence. Your instincts have many a time given us immense courage and motivation to forge ahead. Your dedication, commitment and loyalty to the presidency family is much appreciated. Thank you for everything, Mrs. Vijaya. With your soft-spoken and poised demeanor, under the able guidance of Mr. Thangadurai, you have shaped up the administrative operation of the school over the years and built a good team around you who will continue to work with pride and empathy. Thank you, ma'am, for your dedication, commitment, for being the best co-pilot. This is a bittersweet moment indeed. However, the next chapter is equally momentous. With more time to give to each other and the family, opportunity to travel and see the world, we wish you both a very happy, healthy and a peaceful, memorable retirement. I appeal to all of you to stand up and give a standing ovation. Sir, please.
A very good afternoon to our Chancellor and Chairman, Dr. Nisar Ahmed. It's indeed a matter of great pride and a feeling that you're here, sir. After many, many years, it's absolutely wonderful to see you here on campus. And I bet all the teachers and the staff are thrilled to have you, and I'm so glad that you're here. I'm also a warm welcome to our special guest of honor. I mean, not guest, but the man that we have here today, the special day, Dr. Thangadurai sir and Vijaya ma'am, and his lovely family, Miss Lata and Anay. A very warm welcome to you. A very warm welcome, Tanveer, CEO, Mitra Academy and Little Flower Public School. A very warm welcome. Nagarajan sir, Director Education, all our principals, Bhuneshri ma'am, Sandhya ma'am, Indra ma'am, Asha ma'am, Susan ma'am, all our dignitaries from the corporate office. We have Aziza ma'am, of course, and all of our dear teaching community and all our support staff, admin staff. A very warm welcome to all of you. Today is a very, very nostalgic moment, and I wish I had spoken earlier because it was indeed a little emotional and special. It felt a little emotional when we just felicitated Sir. To be honest, 14 years ago, if I'm correct, in 2008, when Presidency School Kasturi Nagar was launched, the chairman sir was very, very excited because this new swanky building is going to come up, and he was very excited. He had chosen the right candidate for this school and to head our group as a director of group of schools. He was very, very excited to reveal who that person was, and we were all equally excited to know who that special person was that chairman has chosen. And when we met Thangadurai sir and ma'am, we were in awe of his towering presence, like somebody mentioned. And sir has this inimitable style. I'm sure everybody here can vouch for that. His baritone voice, the way he carries himself, and ma'am coupled with sir, her poise, her warmth, her affection is understated and unassuming, but still you make such an enduring and dynamic couple. And we were so glad and happy to have you both, to welcome you into the fold of Presidency family. And there was no looking back since then, and so wonderfully you've adapted to us as a family, and we feel like you were always a part of us. From what it was like everyone mentioned, we just started out from a small car shed. Sir has literally built this institution, if I may say, brick by brick, from scratch to what it is today. I was actually taken aback when I attended the valedictory function the other day. There was no space. Usually we have our valedictories every year in the campus, but to this time it was like there was no space at all to accommodate the kind of students. There was absolutely in awe to see the kind of crowd that was swelling in the campus. I think it goes on to say, sir, you have built an institute of great repute. You have built the kind of teachers, the students. It's something that we all take inspiration and learn from. So I think you have carried on the chairman's vision so wonderfully and left a legacy behind, like somebody mentioned. It is absolutely wonderful. I will also remember the kind of events that sir used to carry out in school. We all used to wait and long to attend all of the Kasturi Nagar events. It had a certain stately nature to it. I remember when we attended the investiture ceremony, sir was wearing this gown, I think it was the robe, and we had a huge band, all with lot of, I think lot of students playing bugles and bagpipers. That was something unheard of back then. It was something so wonderful to see and so stately to see something like an investiture ceremony carried out with such stately honors, I can say. And we all used to watch in awe of the kind of standards you had set. So your attention to detail, like sir mentioned, is something great. You have an eye for detail, you have a discerning eye, and we take a lot of inspiration from that. Like I mentioned, when we met sir came with this rich backdrop of accomplished credentials, and we were a little anxious to know what kind of leader would sir be. He had this immense knowledge backing him, immense experience. He had so many awards and accolades backing him. We all were hoping to, we were all a little anxious to know what kind of a leader sir has been, and like I mentioned, sir has adapted so beautifully with us, and and he's carried on the presidency culture. Like the others mentioned that, when we first started out, we started out as individual schools. I think Kasturi Nagar was the second CBSE school we started. And we were just beginning to get a sense of the whole group dynamism back then. And Sir brought in a lot of group dynamism when he joined in. Like ma'am said, a lot of IT and tech culture was brought in corporate, especially with Sir's communication styles. We were so used to talking to on the phone, getting orders and approvals done, but Sir brought in this beautiful culture of getting everything recorded and written. And ma'am, Vijaya ma'am was, like I said, is a perfect compliment, because ma'am has set such wonderful, I can say, the way she sets up her records and administration they make such a dynamic team as well. I think they've literally built the school and set a great example of how the school needs to function. I have been a proud recipient. I think many of you would probably know this, but Sir writes handwritten notes, especially for somebody who thinks is worthy. And I must say that I think 2-3 years ago, I was a proud recipient of that note. Sir has his iconic fountain pen, which he writes personally from. And I feel that after having received that, I felt like, okay, I probably have done something to deserve this. I'm so glad. Sir, thank you for giving me that recognition. Thank you so much for giving me that recognition. I feel very, very happy to receive it from you. On that note, I would just like to say, sir, that I wish you nothing but the best. I wish you and your family all the very best in your years ahead. I hope that you continue to pursue your passion. I know you have several hobbies and passions. I pray that you continue to pursue them. And like we always mention, that presidency is home and will always welcome you with open hearts. Thank you so much. Sir, I would just like to take, sir and ma'am, I would just like to take this opportunity to express that this entire presentation has left me personally very heavy-hearted. I cannot believe that, like Tanveer said, of course, you're not retiring, but I cannot believe that you're leaving presidency, and it will leave a huge void for us here. And I pray and wish that you continue to stay in touch with us, and I hope that someday you will come back to presidency again. On that note, sir, I would like to, in the couple of last 2-3 days, like you mentioned, you left behind a great set of leaders. I want to mention personally, Vijaya ma'am, sir, put me on to Monica. Thank you so much for coordinating. And of course, I think Karthik and Tanuja ma'am, Yamini ma'am, thank you so much for coordinating this. All the PE masters, thank you so much for being very supportive. And sir, you have a great team. I'm sure they will carry your legacy forward. Thank you so much.
So Thangadurai, I still remember, I do not know if most of you know this story. Way back, a few years back, I was invited for a valedictory function, of course, with Nafisa. And then I was coming from Bannerghatta Road. I still remember that. And sir called me, Tanveer, are you coming? I said, yes, sir. I have a small request. I said, what happened, sir? No, the chief guest is not going to come. Can you become the chief guest? I was like, sir, do I have to give a speech? I was too young then. And I'm very scared of addressing people. And I was like, okay. He said, yes, you have to address the gathering. I said, doesn't matter, it's our own school. Okay, chief guest is not there. Somebody can become the chief guest. And then in the car, I was kind of prepare, what do I say, what do I speak, and somehow I came and managed to speak something pretty well and connect with the students. As soon as I walked in, I just saw that aura here. I mean, that from then I became a fan of sir's programs. Beautiful, beautiful, sir. The way you set up things, the way it's meticulously planned, especially that mascot. There was something I've never seen before, the unveiling the logo and things like that, the mascot. And I honestly look forward to sir's functions. And then when I was watching some of the programs online, I think I saw the investiture ceremony. That was better than an event like thing probably never happened in White House also. The way sir was sitting, just like, probably the President of United States. And then there's this whole set of teachers, and that the entry and all that, brilliant. I was looking at that as like, we should do something like this at school too. So it was beautiful, sir. And then Another thing is, I admire the way you dress, sir. I still remember, I was, yes, I think you should clap for that. One more thing, I still fondly remember, at the Chowdiya Memorial Hall, sir, when you danced for that Pan Banaras song. Brilliant. That's the spirit. I mean, it was beautiful. I enjoyed every moment of that. It was a presidency challenge among the schools. And I think all the teachers performed. That was amazing. And I fell in love for that. And then the best, or something I really, really admire is, I call him, or I feel he's the Amitabh Bachchan of presidency. When he walks in, he has that, aura, the get-up, and when he comes on the mic and, as soon as he says, good evening, you can hear that voice, and it's like, you can hear Amitabh Bachchan speaking, and your oratory skills are fantastic, brilliant. I mean, no comparison. I've never heard anybody speak like Thangadurai. So I always speak from my heart, sir. I don't like to please anybody, say anything. I just speak what I have to speak. Okay, this is what I really admire you for, though my acquaintance with you is very little. I've seen you, of course, at some meetings or some programs, but I think these are the things I've always looked up to you. And when I see Vijaya ma'am, today also, the warmth she had when she welcomed me, she was so happy to see me. She shook my hand and welcomed me. And Bhuneshri ma'am, when you were talking about, or even if Giri sir was talking about, being a good host, whenever I see both of them, I remember my parents. They're always together. Always, like daddy and mummy. Mummy also like ma'am. Of course, ma'am is a little shorter version, mummy is a little taller, but that smile and that, always, any program, it's nice. It's just like, daddy and mummy are always together wherever they go and things like that. So it was so nice to see, both of you again. And ma'am welcomed me with that warmth. And when Giri sir was telling, personally they are invited home for dinner, and then, ma'am likes to go and cook for everybody. Yes, I know it is a Herculean task, managing the house, the family, work and everything, but yeah, salute to all the ladies here for doing that. And also from uncle, I've heard in the past that this was a new school, definitely, and the fastest probably to grow in strength among all the schools during those days. So congratulations on that achievement too, sir. Sorry for that. And sir, just before I go, again, another fan of yours, listening to your video, and that white suit you were wearing. I never imagined myself wearing a white suit. Fantastic. Amazing it looked on you. And today I got to know, I was wondering, I was telling Nafisa that how is that all the time sir and ma'am are together. I did not know that ma'am is also associated with presidency as an administrator. I was thinking probably the director has a privilege of bringing his wife along everywhere. It's nice. I got to know that. So ma'am, you never made it evident probably that, you're part of the presidency, or probably running the administrative part of the team, and I've always seen you together as a couple. Sir's dressing. Sir, you repeatedly said, I'm a teacher and a principal retires. When I tell my father, he'll tell, son, remember, I'm retired but not tired. Okay? So I'm sure he's about 11 years old already, and he's very active. There's still a long way to go, so you're definitely not tired, sir. You're just retired as a principal, of course not as a teacher. So wishing you all the best. And yeah, before I conclude, I think a legacy that a leader leaves behind is the number of leaders he creates. So when you announce that you've got more than 20 odd principals in different parts of the country or the world, shows the caliber of your leadership. So thank you, sir. I'm sure the school will take on and move forward with, wonderful leaders coming along, and keep you proud of what you have given. You gave birth to this baby. I'm sure they're going to nourish it and take it forward. Thank you once again. And so
Okay. நில்லுங்க ஒரு photo எடுக்கலாம். Okay, ready?
Your presence has always made us all smile, and your smile is very contagious. I now invite Mrs. Lata Mishra, the daughter of Dr. G. Thangadurai and Mrs. Vijaya Thangadurai, to speak on today's special occasion.
Good evening, everybody. First of all, let me take this opportunity to thank our chairman, Nisar Ahmed, Miss Nafisa, Mr. Tanveer. Thank you so much. This is such a humbling event which has been organized. I mean, I can only say that it's so overwhelming to see all of you, thank you, all the dignitaries, principals, everybody gathered here, all the teachers, all the support staff, Romba Nandringa, all of them here gathered for the two most important people in my life, okay? So you can't imagine how much this means to me. I walked in with a lot of thoughts of what I would say, how I would say. Honestly, very difficult to put into words what you feel for your parents because there's so much. But, and hearing each and everybody speak, I was ticking my list. Oh, this has got addressed. Oh, this has got addressed. Oh, this has got addressed. I'm like, what am I left with? Because everything was covered about the way they are as, couple, the way they lead each one of them individually, and the way they work as a team, and what they are to other people. Not only this institution, I have seen other institutions as well. Like you said, sir, he's booted up, they have booted up at all places, brought things up, left it, and each time, it was a benchmark that they had to beat for themselves, a benchmark that they had to set for everybody around. Every time they proved that they were a better version of themselves, and a better version of themselves together as a team too. I was astounded at, each and every juncture of lives. Not that we have not seen, ups and downs, struggles, but they were together in the thick of things, through everything. I guess that is what I have seen. And all of this was done with a lot of, so whatever, like my father said, probably his career would have gone a different way, but considering the way things turn around and he came into this field and, he's always taken, both of them have always taken things in their stride and, made a better version of whatever ingredient was given to them. So that is something, when even I'm asked in interviews, what do you take from your parents, as in what is it that you look forward to? Apart from the fact that, all of this done so sincerely with so much dedication, so much love and so much passion that it automatically wins accolades, it wins rewards, awards, it wins hearts of people. All of that is there. Now, apart from the fact that all of this definitely comes your way, but they lead by example. They set an example for themselves. I guess that is what I salute to both of you. This is what I carry from them. For example, I think the teachers also mentioned, that, the integration of technology is something that I've seen. My father going to Calcutta, to research, is something that stayed on. Probably these are the things I have learned, that work doesn't come easy. You have to put in your best. You have to, adapt to the newer technologies, whatever is the demand of the market. Otherwise, you go out of style. You go out of demand. So I guess that is one thing that I keep answering in all my interviews, that is what I've learned from my father, that when you work with dedication and sincerity and passion, and at the same time, keep up with the changing tides, that is what sets you apart. And everything else follows. Money, fame, glory, everything chases you. You don't chase that. You only put in your best. That's about Papa. Apart from the fact that he's a lovely father, I guess when I was asked, what is it that, you want two words for your parents, it was strength and, I mentioned strength and inspiration, So that is what I immediately can connect to, saying, this is what I take home. Apart from the fact that parents are loving, parents are caring, parents are everything, that, they give you that security. That is what builds you as a person. Okay, so even now, if I have to look back, even if now I know that if I say, Papa, tabiyat kharab hai, he'll say, abhi aa jao. So that is what it is, So that's something I heard from people, that whenever people need him, he's always there. Thank you, Papa. I think today's report card was typically I am the one who used to share my report card, but I guess today I kind of experienced everybody of you gave me a report card of what both of them were as leaders. So while Papa has been the kind of leader, who's brought in innovation, change, a lot of research, a lot of hard work, built things from the scratch, or gone into established institutions and brought them to greater lights. He is a leader, very dynamic. You can look at him and spot him. My mother, on the other side, is that silent, rooted person, so secure. Never ever insecure about all the limelights that probably Papa got. But she's kind of so grounded, and stood by him. Probably that is, again, somebody mentioned, that little bolt, who made that so much of a difference. Probably things would have fallen apart if she wasn't what she is. And again, in interviews, Mama, I also say that, that she has taught me that a woman can be independent, at the same time take care of family, get the best food on the table, that goes, get food on the, be there for my son's homework, do everything and yet have a career, yet have a voice, yet have an aura for yourself. So that is what I have to say about the two of them. Having said that, this, I'm sure, the so-called word retirement is, I'm trying not to really use that anywhere, because I don't think he's retiring or she is retiring. It's just an end of a beautiful journey, wherein they have shaped what I see in front, the institution standing there in brick and cement. And people look at this as in relationships, people who they have mentored, cared for, taught. This is what I see, that is what I see. I've seen so many other places as well. So this is something that they are leaving behind to do something more, okay? Khushbu said it right at the start. This is not the end of the road. This is the beginning of the highway. Papa, time to drive. So both of you get together the way you are as a couple, drive the highway, stop by to enjoy, things on your way. But yes, get back. And because the world is so much more, there's so much more for both of you to explore. And there is so much more that both of you can give to the world. So this is just the beginning. And he is my hero as well, and he behaves like one as well. So अमिताभ के स्टाइल में तो नहीं, बट हाँ शाहरुख खान के स्टाइल में पिक्चर अभी बाकी है मेरे दोस्त. So thank you, Papa. Thank you, Mama. And thank you, everybody present over here. Thank you for making this happen. And thank you for being a part of this wonderful journey that they have had. And good luck to all of you. And good luck to both of you, Papa and Mama.
Very beautifully, you've picked up the instances and shared with us today. Maybe a few things that we knew and a few that we did not. From the daughter to the parents, definitely, we could see that your parents are your inspiration. Thank you, ma'am. And now I invite none other than our Director Principal, Sir, Dr. G. Thangadurai, to kindly address today's gathering.
The time now is 5:20. I won't, as Tanvi said, it's not the time to deliver a speech, especially after having heard everything that you wanted to speak about me. But yes, certain things you don't know I would like to share. At the outset, I should thank Dr. Nisar Ahmed, a very endearing person, very loving, caring, and the most affectionate person in the presidency group of schools and in the college. He is loved by all. And I was very fortunate that he sat for such a long time. That itself is a great tribute and a great acknowledgement of my recognizing my service to the presidency group. I also thank Mrs. Nafisa. She took a special care. I did not know what was going on, except for the fact that Monica sometimes used to tell me a few things. I never knew that this function would be organized with such a magnitude. Yes, we did discuss a little and I said it will be quite warm outside. She said, why can't we go to the Presidency University auditorium? But you know, my heart is here. How can I be there at the university? This is my last phase of life, leaving my home ground. As I think Nafisa had said, though the place was compact, the homely environment that we had during the valedictory function, none of the parents complained about the lack of space. None. That's a kind of a bonding that everyone has. I thank all my very dear colleagues. Today they are all talking so great about me as a director is because of these principals who were a very strong team. As somebody said, the school were in on its own. This dynamism came because of collaboration. And they accepted me as one among them, if not their director. That was a great thing that brought about a lot of change in the presidency group of schools. I don't want to talk about all those that you have already spoken. Another very important thing that I always have in mind, of course, all the dignitaries are there, they have spoken, but my teachers who are the unsung heroes and heroines, they are all waiting and they were waiting for this occasion. The parting is difficult, but it is inevitable. I keep telling them so that they accept it, that I am not retiring at 60. I am not retiring at 65. I am retiring at 67. It's a long term that I have served. I need a quality time for my family as well. So, in other words, they are also mentally prepared that it is high time for him also to retire. So, that mental makeup I have already done. Though they still will feel that I could continue, but I think I need a quiet time. Mr. Tanvir, thank you for that compliments of my dress and my aura, whatever you said. For your information, and Mr. Giri said, there are many schools are waiting. I am not waiting for anything. I am waiting for an opportunity. The other day somebody came to my office and offered an assignment. You know what is that assignment? It came from Bombay. Sir, can you act in films? I said yes, immediately. First he said, can you do a modeling? I said, at this age? No, we want people at this age who look young. And so I said, yes, I can do modeling. Giri has done acting in the film. Yes, why can't I do modeling? So very soon, my advertisement will come. And hopefully my film also will come. Now this is on the lighter way, though the proposal had come. What will happen, I don't know. But that's it. Life, as Lata said, we need to have a diversification, the change in life, and leave it to others to prove themselves. You see, that is one of the philosophy of Wipro. Wipro, they adopt a school, give them all the training to the teachers, technological know-how, everything that is required to upgrade themselves. After 1 or 2 years, they pull out. They want them to stand on their feet. As I said in all my talk and interviews, I am leaving behind a very cultured, enlightened, powerful team behind. They have to prove that I was their leader. This is the task that I am leaving behind. So, irrespective of, as I said, whether there is a change of leaders or change of place, you can always remain intact with your leadership qualities. I am very indebted to each one of them in the presidency, Kasturi Nagar, and of course the group is there, but I should talk to them. And especially the way they all prayed for my good health. They prayed for me, especially those ammas, housekeepers. Ungala naan markave mate. They had been praying for me, and I have a very dedicated driver, Vijaya. Where is that fellow? Yes, Vijaya. Every day he will come in the morning, take me for a walk. When I just came out of the hospital, hospitalization. So everyone was so caring and comfort that it's very difficult for me to move out. But then again I said, I want to leave behind a team which has to prove itself. I am sure it is getting very late. I won't like to speak much, but thank everyone for coming on this day, and especially some of our old colleagues. There has been a lot of people who left behind a very strong mark in the growth of the school, and I see Anupama, I see Geeta Gopinath, I see Sugandhi. When we started the school, we sat in a KG building. That was my office. And Mailarappa used to sit just behind the principal. And he was listening in whomever I was talking. And whatever I write, I used to give it behind. And he will take it and pass it on. So I did not have any messengers or something. And I will dictate, he will type. So that is how Mailarappa has been a great strength in the beginning of this school. Thank you, Mailarappa. Another great strength is Sugandhi. See, she used to catch my thoughts. She knows what I am thinking also. To that extent, she was able to deliver and execute. Okay, thank you, Sugandhi. And thank you, Geeta Gopinath. If today we have 261 students, the foundation was Geeta Gopinath. I had 630 kindergarten children, and those children are now in 10th class and 11th class, 9th class. So it's a foundation. They are unsung heroes, heroine rather. Mr. Giri Balasubramaniam gave me a national brand name with his presidency challenge in Bangalore and also in Mangalore. And as he said, we knew each other, and every time I speak to him, he gives me a sense of motivation, because we never realize what we are. We realize when somebody tells us what we are. And in that way, you are, and your presence makes a lot of difference to me. Thank you. Dipali she is always not meant for business. Not always. She is a very good friend of mine, and she considers me a fatherly figure, and she attends my program. Business apart, relationship is very strong. Thank you for coming. Bhashwati and my team, core team. Bhashwati is so well grounded and has taken everything from me that today wherever she goes, she would be a very successful leader, a principal. I am very proud that at least 20 to 25 teachers of mine are serving as principals across the country and also in Middle East. And I am very happy that she has added one list to that. Wish you all the best. Last but not the least, I think Vijaya is waiting. Why he is not mentioning my name? Well, the entire presidency talks about you. So what else can I speak? I have spoken everything that I could in my interview, but she had been a very great support to me. There are times I used to work for 15 hours when the school started, because I did not have an office staff. I used to have my own laptop, which I brought from Muscat, and I used to type and send emails to others. 15 hours I used to teach, and the way she took care of, and that is how she has been a great motivator, a great force behind me. I need not mention, even if I am not mentioned, she will be always what she is. So, thank you, Vijaya. Lata has been also a very great motivator. She always speaks to me on certain finer things in life which I need to enjoy, need to have. So, like this, I think, as Mr. Giri said, it's not a retirement, but see how I can have a next lease of life in the best possible way of doing things that I love most. And probably that will keep me engaged, because I cannot remain idle for a long time. Even I love painting, I love photography, I love so many things are there which could help me to engage myself. Wish you all the best. May God bless all of you. And may all my teachers be very contributory. Thank you all, and thank you, my colleagues. I am also leaving you behind. But you have a leader now. You have a greater leader, the Chancellor. There is no dearth for support and guidance. Only thing that intrinsic qualities that you have need to be intact and maintained and used at the right time for the right place. And I am sure all of you will continue to bring greater glory to this presidency.
I invite the KG team to come forward and show their surprise.
Our dear sir is an alpha leader who doesn't lead us with power or command, but he leads us and bridges our gap. And with his own actions, he supports us.
A, being the first letter in the alphabetical order, is always amazing. Amazing, the word amazing added to any other word gives a lot more meaning to the sentence. Like an amazing mentor, an amazing personality, an amazing artist, an amazing actor, an amazing photographer, an amazing orator. So let us wait and watch what more is amazing. Thank you.
A human with a beautiful soul that makes you an adorable person.
He is a dynamic person with a unique personality.
Brave, valiant, honorable, majestic, dashing, boldly stylish, spirited and lively. When I looked into the dictionary to find one word for all these qualities, this is what I got. Gallant. That's the word.
Concise, kind, pleasant, a person who is very pleasant and gracious.
Despite all the responsibilities that stands on shoulders, the cheerful smile never went missing on the face. We have learnt how to have the right dose of work and fun. Happy is the word.
A truly inspiring leader with a clear sense of vision and commitment to excellence. Thank you, sir. An excellent narrator.
A respectable person who has established himself through loyalty, candor and determination. Thank you, sir.
A singer, a dancer, a narrator, a lyricist, a composer, a photographer, an actor, what a multi-talented person.
Unique in every approach and lives life king size.
Angelic, a person who is beautiful, pure and kind.
Awesome, ಅದ್ಭುತ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾತುಗಾರಿಕೆ, ನಗು, ಮುಖ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಆಕರ್ಷಿಸುವ ರೀತಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಉಡುಪು ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಅತೀ ಅದ್ಭುತವಾಗಿದೆ.
You're such an idealistical person who believes that good things can be achieved when others are not able to.
Jubilant. The jubilant vibes in you made each and every day blissful.
The vivaciousness and grace in your personality is unbelievable. No wonder you're admired by all.
Age is just a number, but you are always one among us. You are forever youthful.
Many adjectives on this stage, and I'm sure some of you have guessed what we are talking about, and some of you are wondering, what was the surprise in this? This is something we all know. Well, now, I would want the KG team to slowly take their positions, and I would request the music team to give a very nice peppy music so that they could all arrange themselves once again. Come on, team. Yes, a big round of applause from the audience. And now is the time for the much awaited surprise. At the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. That's our power couple.
Dear sir and ma'am, we'll really miss you, ma'am.
We can see a lot of cheers from the audience and definitely the name shine bright. Thank you so much, KG team. Once again, thanks a lot, KG department. I think you've been associated with Sir and Ma'am for the longest, and as Sir himself mentioned, KG is the foundation of the school, of any school. Now, we have come to the end of this program, and of course, expressing gratitude is always good. We have expressed our gratitude towards the service of Sir and Ma'am, and now we would also like to thank everybody who was responsible in organizing this event. To propose a formal vote of thanks, I would like to invite Head of the Science Department, Ms. Rekha Kurup.
I would like to reflect upon my association with our dearest Principal Sir and Vijaya ma'am. I still remember the mischievous smile on Sir's face when he introduced Vijaya ma'am. She is our admin manager, and incidentally, she is my wife. I got the flair of Sir's sense of humor instantly. Sir has enabled us to transform our weakness to strength through his highly professional attitude. The respect he has shown to each one of us, his willingness and eagerness to involve us in taking major decisions are things that will be remembered. We will miss the special messages that were a part of each staff meeting, which always ended up as enriching learning experience, be it smart lesson plans, unsupervised certification of completion, necessary skills for the 21st century. The list is endless. Oh, and how can I not mention his mimicry and theatre displays? Sir, you stood tall like the rock of Gibraltar, unaffected by the turbulence around. Your reassuring presence will be missed terribly. Thank you so much, sir. And our precious Vijaya ma'am, well, she is a cool breeze which soothes our withered minds. Always smiling, ma'am makes you feel at ease with her pleasing disposition. She is an epitome of poise and calmness. We will miss you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. We are witnessing a unique moment today. Husband and wife both are retiring from the same institution on the very same day. We wish Sir and Ma'am many more years of happiness and togetherness. Let me now take this opportunity to express our gratitude to our dearest chairman, Sir, Dr. Nisar Ahmed, for gracing this lovely occasion. Sir's vision and excellence is reflected in the growth of presidency from a single school to the famous university. Thank you so much, sir. We thank you from the bottom of our heart. Director PGI, Ms. Nafisa Ahmed, our vibrant young leader, who personally monitored the micro-planning of this event. Ma'am, we express our sincere gratitude to you and your team. I am extremely pleased to offer our gratitude to Kausar Ma'am, Director Administration, Vice Chairman Mr. Suhail Ahmed, Vice President. I'll conclude my speech by quoting a line from my favorite book, When Breath Becomes Air. that really sticks with me when I think of sir and ma'am. You can't ever reach perfection, but you can believe in an asymptote towards which you are ceaselessly striving. Thank you, sir and ma'am. Thank you for all your time and attention.